Okay, imagine this. You're deep in conversation with a native English speaker. It's going great. The energy's good, ideas are flowing, and then suddenly there's this little like internal hiccup. You hear their question and your brain just defaults. It translates it into your native language. Then you sort of craft an answer there, and then you have to painstakingly translate it back word by word into English before you even say anything. It's just, well, it's clunky, it's slow, and it feels like this mental speed bump that kind of derails the whole interaction.
That's exactly it. That internal translation loop. It's what keeps millions of English learners feeling like they're not truly fluent. Think of it like being stuck in a linguistic maze,
Yeah.
Constantly adding these layers of unnecessary processing. It's not just about speed either.
Mhm.
It affects that authentic connection, that effortless expression.
Right. And that's exactly why our mission with this deep dive is all about, well, dismantling that maze. We're going to pull back the curtain on why thinking directly in English isn't just like a nice goal, but a real fundamental shift that unlocks true fluency. We'll look at the common mental roadblocks, the things that trip people up, and then give you some surprisingly effective strategies to literally rewire your brain so you can think, feel, and respond in English just naturally. Instinctively.
Right. When you bypass that translation middleman, you remove the biggest barrier, really, to natural communication.
Yeah.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll not only understand the huge impact of this mindset shift, faster speaking, more confidence, a deeper connection with the language itself, but you'll actually have the tools to start making that transformation yourself.
Okay, so let's unpack this then, the crucial shift. Why does thinking in English really matter? I mean, beyond just making conversations easier, it goes deeper, right? To cognitive efficiency.
Oh, absolutely. The most immediate, the most palpable benefit is just eliminating that translation delay. It's huge. When your brain processes directly in English, you're not juggling two languages anymore. You're building these direct neural pathways, concept to English word. Responses become almost instant. So instead of pausing to construct, I like pizza because it is rich and tasty in your native language, you just feel, I love pizza because it's cheesy and delicious. And you say it. It's just a seamless flow.
And that seamless flow, that feeds directly into confidence, which is massive. I mean, think about being in a high-stakes situation, like a job interview, maybe a presentation. If you're answering smoothly without those really noticeable pauses, you're not just faster, you're projecting professionalism, competence. Like you really have a command of the language. That's a powerful psychological edge, isn't it?
Definitely. And it significantly sharpens your listening skills, too. Your brain isn't spending all its energy on that real-time translation. It's actually absorbing the nuance, the tone, the subtext, which means, you'll catch a witty line on a show like Friends and laugh instantly instead of like taking a few seconds to translate it in your head and missing the moment, missing the flow. Your comprehension really deepens.
Huh. And I hadn't really thought about this, but for people focused on sounding more native-like, this must be a game changer for pronunciation, too.
It really is. When you think in English, you're internally hearing English sounds more purely, more directly. This helps you naturally mimic the intonation, the rhythm. You might find yourself just effortlessly pronouncing schedule, like Chesky DS if you're aiming for American English, or, a smoother shins for British English, precisely because your mind isn't fighting with your native language's sounds.
Okay, so it affects speaking, listening, pronunciation.
Yeah.
What about writing?
Oh, profoundly impacts writing, too. Your written English won't just be grammatically correct. It'll sound more authentic. You'll start to intuitively phrase things like, I'm absolutely thrilled today, instead of maybe a more literal, sometimes clunky translation like, I am feeling very happiness today. That shift makes your communication just resonate more genuinely with native speakers.
Wow. So it really sounds like we're not just, learning vocabulary and grammar. We're fundamentally upgrading our brain's operating system for English. That means efficiency across the board, basically.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is, I really believe anyone, regardless of where they are right now, their current level, anyone can cultivate this skill. But the first step is always recognizing and then dismantling those common mental traps that hold us back.
Right, the obstacles. And we've probably all stumbled into these. The first big one, maybe the most pervasive, is that over-reliance on translation. It's like trying to navigate a new city using an old map in a different language when there's a perfectly good English GPS right there. End up translating word for word, sometimes making those literal but awkward errors, like saying I have hunger instead of I'm hungry, or maybe I'm very tired when I'm exhausted, sounds much more natural.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And the solution here, it's not about forcing some immediate like radical shift that's usually too much. It's about starting small. Begin by consciously thinking in just single English words or short phrases for common feelings, common objects. And here's a really crucial tip, often overlooked. Ditch the bilingual dictionary. Seriously. Switch to an English-to-English dictionary. This forces your brain to stay immersed in the English linguistic framework, building those direct connections instead of constantly bouncing back to your native tongue.
Okay, that makes sense. Another big one I see is the crippling over-focus on grammar. I've seen so many learners just hesitate or even freeze up completely because they're internally debating, should I use will or going to, or getting tangled in perfect tenses, while, a native speaker would probably just speak. It's like trying to dissect the sentence while you're trying to say it.
This brings us to a really important point, almost a philosophical one for learners. Prioritize fluency over absolute perfection. Honestly, native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. The goal is clear communication, getting your message across. Embrace simple sentences at first. Just communicate. You can refine it as you go. Perfection tends to follow fluency, not the other way around.
And that leads right into probably the biggest monster for many people, the fear of making mistakes. It's just paralyzing for so many, right? It stops them from speaking, sometimes even from daring to think in English because they're worried about judgment, embarrassment.
Oh, I've seen that countless times. And my advice is always the same. You have to reframe mistakes, treat them as incredibly effective teachers. Honestly, if you slip up and say, I go to the store, the very act of correcting yourself, or maybe someone gently corrects you, that cements I went in your memory. Far better than just memorizing verb tables. Each error is genuinely a stepping stone, not a stumble backwards.
Then there's the classic problem, lack of English immersion. It's like that old saying, trying to learn to swim by just, studying textbooks on dry land. If your only real exposure to English is during formal study sessions, your brain never gets the chance to actually live in the language, does it?
Precisely. To truly internalize English, you have to weave it into the fabric of your daily life. You just have to. This means actively seeking out opportunities. Listen to English music. Watch movies without subtitles. Yeah, even if it's challenging at first. Read English books, articles, and crucially, join online communities, forums, Discord servers, whatever, where English is the primary language. You need to make it your environment.
Okay, and the final hurdle, the universal nemesis, I think. Impatience. Impatience with progress. It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it, when you feel like you're putting in the work? But fluency isn't just magically appearing overnight.
Yeah, and this is where understanding a bit about neuroplasticity really helps. Brains don't just rewire instantaneously. It takes time. It takes repetition. So set small, genuinely achievable goals and diligently track your progress. This is key. Record yourself speaking maybe once a week. Keep that journal we mentioned. Retake online quizzes you did before. When you compare your recordings or writings month by month, you'll start to see those seemingly tiny daily improvements adding up to really significant strides. Seeing that consistent incremental progress is incredibly motivating because it shows you, look, my brain is adapting.
These all sound incredibly relatable. I bet a lot of people listening are nodding their heads right now thinking, yep, that's me.
Definitely. But the really good news is every single one of these common pitfalls, they're entirely fixable. So now let's shift gears. Let's explore 6 practical, really actionable strategies that will help you start training your brain right now to think directly in English. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. We've got 6 foundational steps to kickstart that English thinking journey. First up, step 1, name objects in English. Now, this isn't just about vocabulary building. It's training your brain for that direct association. Look around you right now. Just name everything you see. Sofa, table, lamp. Simple. Then, for those ready to level up a bit, expand on it. Describe them, or maybe their function. I'm holding a white ceramic mug. It has hot coffee inside.
Yeah, and to deepen that practice, try creating like an English mind map for your living space. For instance, in your kitchen, don't just name things, narrate their context a bit.
Yeah.
The fridge is cold. It's full of healthy food. The stove is shiny, and right now I'm cooking rice on it for dinner.
Me too. This helps you build these interconnected thoughts all in English. Step 2, talk to yourself in English. Okay, this might sound a little strange at first, I get it, but it's incredibly effective for building fluency and just general comfort. Narrate your daily activities out loud.
I'm brushing my teeth. Okay, now I'm putting on my favorite blue shirt. Wow, it's a beautifully sunny day outside.
And here's a really powerful element of this. Actually record yourself. You don't have to share it, just record it. Listen back a few weeks later. You'll often be genuinely surprised by your own improvements. It's great positive reinforcement. And for a bit of a challenge, try acting out imaginary scenarios, like ordering food. Hi there, I'd love a chicken salad, please. And maybe a glass of iced tea. This builds that muscle memory for common phrases.
Step 3. Use an English to English dictionary. We touched on this earlier, but it's so important it's worth emphasizing again. Ditch the bilingual ones completely. When you look up a word like, say, exhausted, and you see the definition extremely tired within an all-English context,
Right.
it forces your brain to forge connections directly in English. No translation detour. Precisely. And to really make this stick, don't just read the definition silently. Read the definition and the example sentences aloud. Then immediately create your own unique sentence using that new word, like, wow, after running for an hour, I felt absolutely exhausted. This really reinforces retention and helps build your active, usable vocabulary.
Okay, step 4. Start with simple sentences. This is really crucial for managing that cognitive load, right? Don't try to immediately jump to complex, multi-clause monsters like, I'm contemplating whether or not I should attend the forthcoming meeting as its relevance to my current strategic objectives remains somewhat unclear. Just no. Instead, start simple. I have a meeting. I'm busy. Complexity will build naturally once those basic pathways are solid.
You're touching on a fundamental principle of language acquisition there. Building blocks. It's all about building blocks. So practice sentence building in stages. Start with something basic. I'm hungry? Okay. Then expand it. I'm hungry because I didn't eat breakfast. And then maybe extend it further. I'm hungry because I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I think I'll make myself a sandwich. This trains your mind to expand ideas organically in English.
Step 5. Create an English inner voice. Now, this one is maybe one of the most transformative steps, I think, because it targets your actual internal monologue. You have to consciously shift your inner thoughts, the voice inside your head, from your native language to English. Ask yourself questions. Okay, what should I do today? Should I go for a walk? Yeah, actually, it looks nice outside.
And for those ready to really master this, try this. Imagine you're the protagonist in an English movie, and you're narrating your own life. Today, our hero wakes up early, makes a strong cup of coffee, and thoughtfully plans out a productive day. It sounds a bit silly, maybe, but it's a fun, engaging way to improve your internal storytelling and your descriptive skills in English.
Love that. Okay, and finally, step 6. Immerse yourself in English fully. Make it an indispensable part of your daily routine, not just a study time thing. This means actively seeking out English content. English podcasts, maybe like The English We Speak from the BBC. Watch movies without subtitles sometimes, like The Crown, perhaps. Read articles from places like The Guardian, and definitely join those online English forums on Reddit or Discord.
And to take this immersion to a deeper level, try designating an English-only day, maybe once a week, or even just half a day to start. For that period, 24 hours or whatever you choose, all your activities, from writing grocery lists to texting friends, if that's possible for you, are done exclusively in English. It's a really powerful way to accelerate your brain's adaptation. It's like a mini vacation in an all-English world right in your own home.
Wow, these 6 steps really sound like a meticulously crafted blueprint for making English a completely natural part of your thinking. But, for someone listening and maybe still feeling a little daunted by it all, what's your top advice on tackling them without getting overwhelmed?
That's a crucial question, yeah. My first piece of advice would be, you absolutely don't need to do them all at once. Please don't try. Just start with the one that feels easiest for you. Maybe it is just naming objects around you. Do that for a week, then add another. Gradually incorporate more. Consistency, even small amounts, trumps intensity every single time. The goal here is to build sustainable habits, not create pressure.
Okay, building on that idea of habits, let's explore how to integrate these strategies into daily life consistently. First, make a conscious effort to just start and end your day in English. Spend maybe just 5 minutes planning your day in the morning and then reviewing it in the evening, all in English.
Yeah, and to really embed this, try keeping a little English thought journal. It could literally be just 3 to 5 sentences you write down, or even just speak to yourself about your plans or feelings. Something simple like, okay, I'm excited for tomorrow because I think I'll learn something new. It's just about building that daily mental check-in in English.
Next up, implementing a no translation rule. Maybe start with, say, 30 minutes. Commit to thinking only in English during that specific time block. And if you don't know a word, don't panic and switch back. Describe it using simple English. Instead of getting stuck on refrigerator, just think, the cold box for food.
Right. And here's where you can push yourself a bit. Gradually increase that no translation time as you get more comfortable. Maybe go for 45 minutes, then an hour. Also, using those spaced repetition apps like Anki beforehand can really boost your vocabulary, which gives you more confidence to stick to this rule without getting too frustrated.
Good tip. Also, make it a point to speak aloud to yourself in English for maybe 5-10 minutes every day. This doesn't need to be some formal speech, just narrate what you're doing. Okay, I'm cooking dinner now. The pasta smells absolutely amazing tonight.
And for those who like a bit of fun with it, create imaginary scenarios. Pretend you're hosting a cooking show in English. Welcome back to my kitchen, everyone. Today, we're whipping up a delicious chicken stir-fry. First, chop your vegetables. This makes the practice way more engaging and helps with spontaneous phrasing.
And crucially, integrate English into simple, everyday activities, things you're already doing. While you're driving or exercising or just walking down the street, describe your surroundings in English. Wow, the trees are so green today. The wind feels wonderfully cool on my face.
Yeah, and you can take this further by trying to describe deeper emotions or more complex thoughts you might have during these activities. Like, I always feel so calm when I walk in this particular park. It reminds me of my childhood somehow, simpler times. This pushes you to articulate more abstract ideas directly in English.
Okay, and finally, maintaining an English journal. Maybe 10 minutes daily. Write about your day, your goals, your feelings, and don't agonize over grammar, especially at first. Just focus on getting your thoughts down on paper or screen. Ugh, today was tough, but I managed to finish that project. I'm actually proud of myself for pushing through.
Exactly. And for accountability and to get really authentic feedback, you could consider sharing snippets of your journal on platforms like LangCorrect or maybe italki forums. Getting input from native speakers on natural phrasing is invaluable. These exercises, they sound simple, but they are incredibly potent. Seriously, even just 15-20 minutes dedicated to this stuff each day can yield genuinely astonishing results within just a few weeks.
What I love about these is that you really can do them anywhere. In the shower, on your commute, on the bus or train, even just waiting in line for coffee, they're so adaptable to real life.
Absolutely. Now let's tackle the inevitable, overcoming challenges. And perhaps most importantly, how to sustain motivation. Because let's be honest, it's rarely a straight, easy line upwards, is it? A really common struggle is defaulting back to your native language, especially when you're feeling under pressure or maybe just tired.
Oh yeah, it's such a powerful habit, isn't it? That default setting. So the solution again seems to be starting small.
Yes. Consciously interrupt that default. When you catch yourself doing it, just stop. Start again with single English words. Coffee, tired, need water. Hey, keep that English to English dictionary handy, maybe on your phone.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned, physically labeling items around your house, fridge, mirror, kettle, acts as this constant, subtle nudge to think in English.
Okay, another big hurdle. Simply not knowing the right words when you need them. That can make you just want to revert instantly, right?
For sure. And this is where that describe the word technique really shines. Instead of getting completely stuck and frustrated, describe the concept. Remember the microwave example? Just like the machine that heats food quickly. It keeps your brain in English-only mode, even when your vocabulary lets you down for a moment.
Right, keeps the flow going. And then the most, I think, insidious challenge of all, losing motivation because progress feels agonizingly slow. You know you're putting in the effort, but the immediate day-to-day results aren't always obvious.
This is precisely why tracking your progress is so vital. Don't just rely on a feeling of improvement. Record your speech weekly. Keep that journal going. Revisit online quizzes or exercises you did a month ago. When you actually compare your recordings or your writings month over month, you will see those small, consistent improvements compounding into undeniable leaks. Seeing that proof is incredibly validating.
Okay, so tracking is key. Any other advanced tips for staying motivated when things get tough?
Yeah, a few things. Consider finding a study buddy. You can connect with other learners on platforms like Discord, Reddit language subs, maybe HelloTalk. Accountability is a powerful motivator for many people. Also, set genuinely fun goals. Challenge yourself to watch a full English movie without any subtitles by the end of the month. Or maybe write a blog post in English about one of your hobbies. And don't forget to reward yourself. When you've been consistent with your practice for a week or you hit a small goal, treat yourself. A favorite coffee, a movie night, whatever feels like a genuine treat for you.
You know, I really think the key to all of this is maybe reframing it. Learning English, thinking in English, it isn't just a task to check off. It's more like an adventure, right? You got to embrace the process, celebrate the small victories, and yeah, even have a laugh at the amusing mistakes along the way.
I couldn't agree more. Make English an integral part of your life, not just some subject you study for an hour a day. And if you do that, you'll likely be genuinely amazed at how quickly and how organically you begin to think, and maybe even dream and feel in English.
Okay, so to really take your English thinking skills to the next level, beyond that consistent daily practice, here are some advanced techniques. These are kind of like adding rocket fuel to your learning journey. First, actively recreate real-life conversations in your head, or even out loud. This isn't just basic role-playing. Think of it as like proactive neural rehearsal. Imagine specific scenarios. You're at the airport. Okay, my flight is at 3 p.m. I need to check in. Find gate 12. Then respond to imaginary questions. Security asks, "Sir, do you have any liquids in your carry-on?" You reply, no, I don't. Everything is in my checked luggage." This really prepares your brain for those spontaneous, real-world interactions.
hmm Second, engage in English thinking games. These make the cognitive heavy lifting actually fun. Try 20 questions in English. Think of an object and then only answer yes/no questions from an imaginary partner, all in English. Or try describe in 10 words. Take a complex concept like happiness or freedom and try to distill its essence using only 10 English words. These games really stretch your vocabulary and spark creativity, pushing you to think much more flexibly in the language.
Love that. And finally, immerse yourself in actual creator projects in English. This is where you move beyond simple conversation and start truly expressing complex ideas. Write a short story, maybe, I don't know, a day in the life of a superhero. Or compose a simple poem, or record a short vlog in English just describing your day or talking about a hobby. This forces you to organize your thoughts, develop narratives, choose precise vocabulary, all completely within an English framework.
Yeah, these techniques are undeniably more challenging, no doubt about it. But they're so profoundly rewarding. They don't just help you think in English. They help you learn to express yourself with the kind of nuance, creativity, and spontaneity you might associate with a native speaker. They really are the ultimate testament to neuroplasticity in action, seeing your brain build those complex skills.
So there you have it. You're now equipped with, well, a pretty comprehensive guide to training your brain to think naturally in English. We've journeyed through the crucial why, identified and tackled the what not to do, armed you with practical steps, established daily habits, discussed motivation strategies, and even explored some advanced techniques for reaching true mastery.
And our core message through all of this remains pretty simple. Start small, stay incredibly consistent, and please wholeheartedly embrace every single mistake as just an essential part of the learning journey. English is so much more than just a language. It's really a profound tool that unlocks new connections, new ideas, and completely new ways to engage with the world around you.
So, considering everything we've explored today, here's something to think about. What's the one specific tip or exercise from this deep dive that you will commit to trying first, starting right now, today? What's your first step to begin that transformation towards thinking directly in English?